Hey guys and dolls, welcome back to the Toyland. It's M, and it's time for another episode of Figure Friday. And this was the premiere, I guess you could say, of my new intro for this. So cool, yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Yep, like I said, when I got this guy last Saturday, we are gonna look at him today. So, yep, McFarlane Toys, of course. There it is, Spawn Rebirth with some really cool artwork there. Spawn on the side. Figure number 10. This is the only one they had. I guess there's 9 more. But it doesn't show any of them. It's almost like you have to go online to get them. I'm curious if that's the deal, or if there are places that have them. Or, I mean, if you can, I guess like a comic shop retailer might just go online and buy some and then sell them in store. But, yeah, I find it weird that in all the videos and stuff, and now personally seeing them at Toys R Us is all over the place. Why is this the only figure that's out there? So, I'm going to go to McFarlane Toys, or McFarlane.com, actually later probably, and see what they got going on. But there's a look at the figure all out. And on his stand, he comes with a stand. I love that. It's killer. Of course, a lot of Spawn figures are not so much figures. I like to call them like statuettes or something, or maybe figurines, because they're not usually superposable. They usually have a little bit of articulation, but they're more like statues. Like, I don't know. I really like them because they're always super detailed and cool. So, yeah, I don't mind trading some of the articulation because these things are always killer. I'm a pretty big Spawn fan, but I have very few figures. And I had to have this because I have the closest thing I have to a classic Spawn look is the Commando Spawn figure from a few years back. If anyone knows what that is, Chris, I'm sure you will. Maybe not by name, but you definitely know it if you've seen it. I know you had it from your video. But, yeah, super stoked to have this guy. I love this look. He's beautiful. So, yeah, let's pop him open. Actually, that's a lie. By the time you're watching this, I'm recording this early, so he's already been opened. Ha 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 ha. But, alright, let's get to the next bit here. Alright, here is Mr. Spawn out of his box. He's really awesome looking. Yeah, I guess where to start. Similar to figures past from McFarlane Toys, he's very limited in articulation. We've got an elbow joint. They're ratcheted and they're actually super hard to move. Like, look at that. And it actually, look at, because he's covered in spikes, I have to push so hard to move that elbow that the spikes are just about impaling me. They're very, very hard spikes on this figure. They are not soft rubber at all. A kid throws this at someone, it's gonna hurt. So, yeah, I mean, let's just do this real quick. The articulation. He has what appears to be a swivel right here. There's a cut, but I can't get it to move. And there's one thing I know, in the past, I've had a lot of McFarlane toys, a lot of Spawn toys, and as a kid, you know, when I actually played with them, they broke a lot. Elbow joints and knee joints always were breaking. And honestly, I'm scared to break this thing. So I'm not going to force it. But you can see it does have what appears to be a cut here. And then his elbow does have a swivel in it. Also kind of stiff, but not as bad as the bend. It's got the ratcheted bend, and then his wrist has some rotation. That's it. No up and down or side to side or anything. Same thing on the other arm. Wrist articulation, same thing on the elbow. And again, it has that cut there that I do believe is articulation. Why else would there be a cut there? But, it, you know, again, very stiff, very hard to move. But I've said it before, these figures, and some lines of figures out there aren't meant to be play pieces, are super articulated. They're meant, you know, a lot of DC collectibles, especially like my main 7 core of the league I have, the new 52 league, they have very, very minimal articulation, compared to like multiverse figures and stuff. But again, they're more for collectors, for people who display them. They're meant to just kind of hang out and look pretty. Very true for this figure. And I gotta admit, it does look pretty. This figure is gorgeous. I don't even know if you can see it. If you'd be able to, if this camera can even pick it up. But you can see, like, forehead wrinkles and veins. You can see his lips under the mask. Like, mouth wrinkles and folds. Just so much little detail sculpted into this thing. You can see the chest muscles there sculpted really, really well. Veins there coming up through the shoulder down into the bicep. This is just kind of hanging on him. It just hangs there. The chains are molded into this shape here. They're soft and rubbery though. Cape also molded into this shape, but it's very cool, very Todd McFarlane. You can see all these little details on his boot gauntlet thing there. Obviously, that's not the proper term for it, but I don't have anything more proper, so please correct me if you have a term for this thing. All them spikes, again, very hard spikes. Not soft and rubbery. They will put your eye out. Cool base with like a brick pattern there. It says Spawn on it. It's hollow inside, of course. And then more on the cape. It's got some excellent paint, but sorry if I sound funny. My sinuses are bugging me today. But you can, okay, yeah, it's picking that up. You can see all that fine detail in here. That cross etching back and forth, one way and then the other. The whole entire cape is done like that, and it gives it this really cool textured fabric type feel. Very, very, very cool. Oh, you know what? His head also moves. I forgot about that. I seen that in a photo, but you can see it moves on a stuck axis, like it's molded. So his head looks this way, so when you rotate it on the axis, it doesn't really turn this way. It more cocks the chin to the left. See, it kind of looks funny. I mean, it looks alright, but you can't go too far. It definitely looks better in its preset position, I think. The guns, very cool, very light. I'm pretty sure they're hollow, molded plastic, but lots of nice detail on them. Some brushed paint there to give it like a metallic look, but lots of different paint colors and stuff going on in there. Lots of fine detail. Very cool. Here's his little smaller gun. Maybe. There we go. Focus. Pretty cool. See, it's got some, I don't know what this thing is, but it looks like it shoots some big bullets there. Maybe it's like a snub-nosed grenade launcher or something. I don't know. So I think Spawn uses a lot of weaponry that doesn't actually exist in life, so. But yeah, very cool. Like, I love the gold in there on the shells. Just little accents, little bits and pieces all around. Very, very cool stuff. So yeah, being not so articulated, there ain't much else to say about this guy. He is beautiful. One thing I gotta tell you though, on here it says 9 new figures at McFarlane.com. Well, I'm like, oh my god, like new Spawn figures. This is crazy anyway. Like literally, this figure is the first new Spawn figure in about a decade. It's been about a solid 10 years since we've seen any new Spawn figures hit the market. So, and by that, like, even when they were hitting the market 10 years ago, I was not buying them at that point. I hit a point in my life where all I really wanted was, like, this look, this just classic Spawn, which this actually isn't quite classic Spawn either, and I'll get to that in a minute, but this look, this classic Spawn look became so hard to find. They kept doing weird stuff to him, like, I just try to think back. I think of like the Magna Spawn or whatever, and the Angel Spawn, Redemption Spawn, I think he was called actually. There's Redemption Spawn where he had angel wings instead of a cape, and then one where he had like bat wings instead of a cape. I actually have the bat wing figure of that. But yeah, it just became so hard to find like this look, and that's all I wanted. And so I kind of got away from him for a while. But I seen these recently, actually, in one of Ruben's videos, and then I found them myself, and I was like, oh, yes. You're Coming Home With Me right now, and I picked it up. So there is another one that's this exact same figure, and the only difference is instead of the mask, it has his burnt hamburger head, as Todd McFarlane calls it, and he is the classic Spawn in that in this spot here where it's black and a lot of us know as red. Like this is his current look, I guess, in the comics right now. But classically, this is all filled in with red on the ribs here, inside these white markings. And that other figure actually has that red on it. So no mask with the red. That's not on this figure. So if I can find... That's a Toys R Us exclusive. I found this one at Toys R Us, but that other figure you can only find at Toys R Us. So if I do come across it, they did not have it when I was there. I do want to get it because, yeah, very cool figures. Very, very cool. And back on this, 9 new figures. So I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm going to have, I didn't know what would they do. Some weird characters I don't know, but I was hoping for like a Violator. That would be so cool. A clown. But yeah, I go to McFarlane.com, as it says here, 9 new figures at McFarlane.com. And I am looking everywhere. And that's where I at least found out about the info on these figures and how the one was Toys R Us exclusive and that there's 2 of them and the one's a variant. But these other 9 figures they mentioned, if you're going to McFarlane.com looking for 9 other new Spawn figures from this Rebirth line, you are not going to find them because they do not exist. It finally dawned. I was talking to Ruben. I'm like, dude, I can't find these 9 other figures. And he started poking a little bit. And then it dawned on me. And I was like, you know what? It's 9 new figures, but that doesn't mean it's 9 new Spawn figures. I would bet money they meant 9 new Color Tops figures. Because there's McFarlane Walking Dead color tops, and I think a couple others that they do these color tops, which I think is just like supposed to be really high grade paint jobs, really, really nice and detailed paint jobs, which they are. I get a little sloppy though. They had 5 of these there, and I sifted through each of them and eagle-eyed them as best I could and came home with the best one. The other ones, I think I mentioned earlier in the box portion that the other ones had some paint splatter on them and stuff, so yeah, definitely picked the best of the bunch. He's perfect as near as I can tell. I have no qualms with him when it comes to his paint and his sculpting, but as I've made you guys aware, the joints are a little iffy, a little scary to bend them elbows, so once you get him into a pose you like, I'd just keep him there. But yeah, no 9 other Spawn Rebirth figures, which is kind of sad to me because I would love to. I would totally jump on this line. Like I said, I would. If they did a clown, I would buy it. If they did his mutated Violator form, I would buy it. If they did like a Malbolgia or something, the devil, I would buy it. So yeah, very cool stuff. Ooh, a Cogliostro Cog. That would be an awesome Spawn figure to have. I've never had a Cog ever, so I don't even know how many different Cogliostro figures they've made, if any. For those of you that don't know, that's the guy that trains Spawn. At least in the movie and older stuff. I haven't read a Spawn book in so long. I'm so out of the loop. So, alright. But, yeah. That's it, you guys. This is a little longer than I expected it to be. So, there's a look at the brand new Spawn Rebirth figure. Hopefully soon I'll have that other variant hamburger head version for you guys to take a look at as well, because I would love to add that to my collection. So yeah, if you guys like these figures, any of you guys watching this or collecting these, let's make our voices heard. Let's tell McFarlane, Mr. Todd himself, the Todd Father as they call him, that we want more of these. I would love to see some more new Spawn figures. Makes me happy. So yeah. Alright. Thanks as always, guys, for the tune-in. I appreciate it. One last look here at the beautiful Spawn Rebirth figure. He's a beast. He's friggin' awesome, Lacking in that articulation. If you want articulation, probably not the route to go. But if you like a really badass kind of static Spawn figure, gotta recommend you pick this guy up. Very cool. Very cool figure. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful paint. Love it. So, yeah. Till next time, guys. Keep on rocking.